Morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Cup of Joe show. I'm Joe, that's Jeremy. I'm feeling a little under the weather, but the show goes on.
I think we're all feeling a little under the weather considering it's spring and it's snowing, but yeah.
Yes, there's snow outside, and it sucks. It's really annoying. I thought we were done with it, but such is northeastern Pennsylvania. We again, based on the fact that there's been nothing to choose from in the movies, just nothing really worth seeing. We're just going to talk more movie news, and we're actually going to dedicate the first portion of our show to talk about Star Wars. Something everyone would like us to talk about, I'm sure. Hopefully the 7 viewers actually do like Star Wars, so we're gonna get into it. There was a bit of a rumor that came out last week that J.J. Abrams, the director of Episode 7, will come back to finish it off in Episode 9. The middle director, Episode 8, will be Rian Johnson. The fact that they want to bring JJ back for 9, well, as rumored, if it is true, again, this is a rumor, but you know, it just leads me to believe that they're on the right track, and Disney is very happy with the way things are going. So, quickly, I guess I'll give my thoughts first. JJ is a fantastic director. He directed 2 very good Star Trek movies and successfully rebooted a franchise that was absolutely dead. And it absolutely scares me that the next movie is in someone else's hands because he was so good at it. So we already know he has experience in the Star Wars, in the Space Wars, if you will, universe. There's
space opera genre.
Yes. I have no doubts about him, and I would be happy to see him return for Episode 9. Jeremy, your thoughts on JJ?
I love JJ. He's a good dude. As always, I hope he tones down the lens flare for the Star Wars trilogy. It's interesting to note that I guess this would be kind of a parallel to the original trilogy in that The Empire Strikes Back, the middle movie, was the only one not directed by George Lucas, and that's almost unanimously regarded as the best Star Wars film. It's an objective fact. It is the best. Okay, well, that's a little ridiculous, but most people would say it's the best.
Most people think it's the best, yeah.
Myself included.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I actually have more faith in J.J. Abrams as a director than I do as George Lucas. Especially nowadays. So I think that's good news. I like when there's that kind of, continuity. He begins it and he'll end it and that kind of thing. So, yeah, I think it's good. I hope he does. I hope he concludes.
Ultimately, we do have to wait and see, we have to see Episode 7 before we're like, yes, great, come back. But everything's kind of pointing toward this is going to be a very good movie, a very good, it's not a reboot, it is a continuation, but it's basically a reboot because the prequels were so terrible. It's just it's a very good thing. It is something we obviously have to wait on to see, is this first movie going to be good? And talking about Rian Johnson directed Looper.
That's who that is.
Yeah. So he's a very good director. Looper's a fantastic film. I think he's also directed some episodes of Breaking Bad. So this guy, putting him into the Star Wars world again, I'm also very excited for. I think that everything is kind of really coming along very well with the Star Wars universe. And we'll see how the spin-offs work too, but who knows? Speaking of that, moving on slightly, we're going to get into, let's get into hypotheticals here. I believe John Williams said that he is going to do the score for all of the episodes, or at least the first one. But John Williams is very old, and so I don't know. I don't know how much effort it takes to create a musical score, and everyone.
He already has like the main theme down,
right?
So he could just kind of do variations and
right.
whatnot on that.
Right. And we all love John Williams, obviously. I mean, and I think that even besides actually one of the best part of the prequels is his Duel of the Fates song that he created. And it's
Battle of the
fantastic.
Heroes in Revenge of the Sith is also very good.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I think in the prequels, the one thing that actually did remain sound was the musical score. So, I mean, that would be very cool, if he could do all them. But let's talk hypothetically. Jeremy, let's talk it out. What would be a cool direction if not, John Williams doing everything, even the spin-off movies? What is the direction you would like them to go? Tell me a composers that you would like to see, perhaps John Williams give the reins to.
Well, I mean, I do kind of like the idea of having John Williams score like the main trilogy, but I don't think it would be a bad idea to have some other composers handle the spin-off movies to kind of really give those spin-offs like their own feeling to them and differentiate them. As far as other composers besides John Williams that I feel could pull off, I think Michael Giacchino could do a good score. He's worked with J.J. Abrams before. I'd like to see that. As much as Joe and I are Hans Zimmer fans, I don't know that he would be the right choice for this, and especially so soon after the whole space epic and Interstellar thing. So I don't know about that. Trying to think of some other composers who might be able to pull it off. Let's see. Maybe James Horner. He tends to recycle his own scores a lot, kind of. I mean, everyone does. Even John Williams does that. So I think he could be a possibility. So I think it's open, but optimally, I think John Williams is the best choice.
Right. The thing, I agree with you on Giacchino. But let's just take everything from Star Trek and then just move it to Star Wars. We'll see what people care about more. No, I mean that is incredible. It's just kind of funny how things are working out. I mean that obviously didn't happen, but it'd be funny if it did, because it's just okay, Star Trek, who cares about you? Star Wars is back. Yeah, I agree, and I actually like that. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe DC is actually, Hans Zimmer is doing every single score to every single movie and creating every single, theme to every single character, which I think is a very good idea.
Yeah.
Keeping one person on to do, they have the vision, that Christopher Nolan is over there, so they kind of have, that's a great move by DC, and I guess it would be a good idea for Star Wars to do that too. I just don't know if John Williams, can at this point. I don't know. Maybe he can. I don't know. Maybe I don't think I should underestimate John Williams. I really shouldn't. But I guess maybe another name that I actually heard, flopping around was Alexander Desplat or something like that. He was
maybe it's Desplat.
Yeah. Oh, right. He was nominated for 2 Oscars this year.
Yeah.
It was hilarious when the nominees were announced, and they were just Alexander Desplat. Alexander Desplat. Yeah. So, like, he's very good. He has done, the Fantasy World with the Deathly Hallows. He scored that. So, there's just a few names for you. I don't even know if people even care about musical scores. They should, because it really does add to the movie. But, that interests us. So, I hope it interests you, too. Well, you know what? I guess that, that's half our show, so I don't know if we had anything else to talk about on that, but there was your Star Wars 10 minutes in March. Maybe we'll do one in April, too. I don't know. Slow movie week, who knows? It could always come at you.
It's not really going to pick up until Fast and Furious
Right.
7?
Yeah.
7 gets here? Yeah, so that's still like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Box office time?
Box office time.
Alrighty, okay. So last weekend, the box office was kind of saved by Cinderella, and other than her, it was still pretty awful.
Would you say the slipper fit for Cinderella?
Yep. I'd say it was a fairy tale beginning.
Oh, yes.
So anyway,
she was the belle of the ball.
Oh, keep it going.
Nope. Sorry.
Alright, in fifth place was Chappie. And that fell 57% to 5.7 million. Has a total of 23.3. That's awful. It's probably not going to reach District 9's opening. So, maybe it will. It'll be close, but I mean, either way, it's just bad.
I am unconscious. I am not alive. I am a flop. There we go. Chappie.
Did you come up with that just now?
Just now, actually.
That's pretty
that
good.
Usually doesn't happen,
That's
but yeah.
pretty good.
Thank you.
At first, I thought you were just saying it wrong. Okay. Alright, anyway. Fourth place was Focus. That fell 43% to 5.7 million. Has a total of about 44 million. And, again, if the budget on this movie wasn't inexplicably $50 million, it wouldn't be that bad. If they'd spent maybe, 15, then it would be okay, but, just... That's why you gotta keep those things under control. In third place was Kingsman. Been in theaters 5 weeks now, still in the top 3. That fell 25% to 6.2 million. 2 million. Total of 107.4. Kingsman seems headed for, around 120, 125. Could well get over 300 million worldwide. So, we really might have the start of a franchise here, and I would definitely be there for Kingsman too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Second place was Run All Night. That was that opened to 11 million, and that's not really that good. It's another Liam Neeson action flick, and I don't know if we've ever touched on this on the show before, but basically the reason that Liam Neeson has been in so many movies and so many action movies is because he was really crushed after his wife died, so he just has been pouring himself into his work as a distraction to just be in movies and have things to do. So, that's why he's in 3 movies a year and that kind of thing. So, and I feel for the man, but, maybe it's time to take a rest. But then again, maybe working is what helps him. So, I don't know. Either way, that's not very good for Run All Night. But our number 1 movie was Cinderella, and that opened to 67.9 million, and that's pretty good. That's a very, very solid opening. It's a little bit lower than Maleficent. It's like 12 million off Oz the Great and Powerful, but this is the kind of movie that should have pretty good legs. It appeals to kids and families and all that. So. I like its chances of getting over 200 million. It might have time to become the highest grossing movie of the year before Fast and Furious 7 comes along. And then the Avengers will just maul everything in just a few days. It won't even be close. But
Darth Maul?
You're about to get mauled.
Watch Fanboys. That's our Fanboys plug.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's Carriage House.
Yeah.
Okay. I already said
we already said it. All right.
There's not a number 0.
Yeah.
Cinderella was the top. Okay, so yeah, that's a pretty good opening for Cinderella, and I think it has a good run ahead of it.
Yeah, no doubt helped by Frozen Fever there. But yeah, Cinderella was probably going to do big numbers anyway. It's getting pretty good reviews as well, so well received. Like I say, Run All Night. I mean, that movie might have been better than the Taken movie, like the other Liam Neeson action. This genre that's been created after Taken. I mean, maybe, but nobody cares anymore to try to see this stuff. But yeah, I never really knew that about Liam Neeson, but I guess it makes sense. I'll try to stop crushing him for being in these awful movies. But the movies are still awful, to say the least. And he's a very good actor, so I'd like to see him. I'd love to see him take a step back, and
He should be in John Wick 2.
There you go. That'd be cool. As Liam Neeson's father. I mean, as his own father. As Keanu Reeves' father or something.
There's time travel in John Wick 2.
That's right.
He goes back and fathers himself.
It would be like John Looper. Anyway. So. Oh boy. This show. Yeah, Focus wasn't good. I'm sure that $49 million of that budget went to Will Smith. Because he's like that, apparently. And, yeah, everything else. Kingsman, great. Hang in there, buddy. You're tearing up, you're tearing it up. That's all I gotta say. Go Kingsman. Alright. So, again, we have a couple terrible movies coming out this weekend that already came out. One that, a franchise that, I found kind of intriguing, like maybe I should watch it. And now it's just getting killed. Is Insurgent? I don't know how this is going to do, but I mean it's not getting very good reviews at all. And this was really the movie that it needed to step up. I would say Divergent was actually received okay, but like I just said, and I'll repeat, they needed to step it up here. And looking at the reviews, it didn't. So, I mean, I would be interested in seeing for myself, how this franchise actually is. But according to critics' opinions, this is a step down, which is bad.
Agreed. Divergent always kind of felt like the Hunger Games light. It just it didn't. I mean, maybe it's just the fault of the trailers, but I never really got what are the movies about? Like what are the stakes? Like what is this world? Like the Hunger Games, it's like kids in the Hunger Games killing each other, revolution. Like you get it,
Right.
But the Divergent series, like I don't know. But I mean, yeah, maybe I'll watch them on FX someday if I'm bored. So. Everything seems to be pointing toward Insurgent taking a slight step back from the first one, which opened to about 55. So, Insurgent might go upper 40s, lower 50s, something like that.
Yeah, that's a great point you bring up, is that the trailers don't really tell you anything. And, you don't want a trailer to give away too much, but with something like that, you already have the audience who've read the books.
Yeah.
So you don't need to sell them. But you need to sell other people. And, just putting what you put in these trailers isn't selling it. It's just, you gotta do better marketing-wise.
Let's look at the Maze Runner. They're in a maze. They have to get out.
But yes,
there we go.
Exactly. Whatever you think about the movie, that trailer did sell me. I saw it because of the trailer. So, there's gotta be better marketing there. And I guess really quickly, the gunman. So yeah, that was a very good point on your part. The gunman, Sean Penn, Javier Bardem. This one is getting crushed worse than Insurgent. So, I mean, I had no interest to begin with. I want to see Sean Penn in an Oscar caliber role, not this. So I have no interest.
Me neither. 10 million.
Thank you, because we are totally out of time. We'll see you next week. I don't know, see these movies maybe? I'd say no. Okay, bye.